everyone. How are you guys doing today? So I just want to share with you guys some really alarming news about some scientists who are using stem cells from frogs to create living robots. Okay? Living robots. I don't know about y'all, but this stuff scares me. I do not want to be ruled over by robots, alright? This is a really scary world that we are heading towards to. These scientists clearly don't give a fuck about us and whether it's ethical to be doing these kinds of stuff. So, let me go ahead and get to the article, then I'll give you guys the rest of my take on it. So here we go. Scientists use stem cells from frogs to build first living robots. And then the caption says, researchers foresee myriad benefits for humanity, but also acknowledge ethical issues. Well, I don't see how any of this is going to benefit humanity. If anything, it's only going to cause society to fall into a dystopian society. Be warned, if the rise of robots comes to pass, the apocalypse may be a more squelchy affair than science fiction writers have prepared us for. Researchers in the US have created the first living machines by assembling cells from African clawed frogs into tiny robots that move around under their own steam. One of the most successful creations has two stumpy legs that propel it along on its chest. Another has a hole in the middle that researchers turned into a pouch so it could shimmy around with miniature payloads. These are entirely new life forms. They have never before existed on Earth, said Michael Levin, the director of the Allen Discovery Center at Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts. They are living, programmable organisms. Roboticists tend to favor metal and plastic for their strength and durability, but Levin and his colleagues see benefits in making robots from biological tissues. When damaged, living robots can heal their wounds, and once their task is done, they fall apart, just as natural organisms decay when they die. So here's a diagram of illustrating how they are taking these cells and creating them into living robots. I'm not gonna go through all of this. You can go back to this article and see for yourselves. Their unique features mean that future versions of the robots might be deployed to clean up microplastic pollution in the oceans, locate and digest toxic materials, deliver drugs in the body, or remove plague from artery walls, the scientists say. Well, I do not want any robots in my body, alright? There are many holistic alternatives to be removing all these unwanted diseases from your body instead of having artificial intelligence doing it for you, alright? And it's already bad enough that we're taking these no good conventional medicines that also mean us no good. So what more having robots operating in our body? I do not want that. It's impossible to know what the applications will be for any new technology, so we can really only guess, said Joshua Bungard, a senior researcher on the team at the University of Vermont. The robots, which are less than 1 millimeters long, are designed by an evolutionary algorithm that runs on a supercomputer. The program starts by generating random 3D configurations of 500 to 1000 skin and heart cells. Each design is then tested in a virtual environment to see, for example, how far it moves when the heart cells are set beating. The best performers are used to spawn more designs, which themselves are then put through their paces. Because heart cells spontaneously contract and relax, they behave like miniature engines that drive the robots along until their energy reserves run out. The cells have enough fuel inside them for the robots to survive for a week to 10 days before keeling over. The scientists waited for the computer to churn out 100 generations before picking a handful of designs to build in the lab. They used tweezers and cauterizing tools to sculpt early-stage skin and heart cells scraped from the embryos of African clawed frogs. The source of the cells led the scientists to call their creations xenobots. Writing in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, the researchers describe how they set the robots loose in dishes of water to keep the frog cells alive. Some crept along in straight lines while others looped around in circles or teamed up with others as they moved around. These are very small, but ultimately the plan is to make them to scale, said Levin. Xenobots might be built with blood vessels, nervous systems, and sensory cells to form rudimentary eyes. By building them out of mammalian cells, they could live on dry land. These scientists are really trying to play God, which is not going to do humanity any good in the long run. Sam Kriegman, a PhD student on the team at the University of Vermont, acknowledged that the work raised ethical issues, particularly given that future variants could have nervous systems and be selected for cognitive capability, making them more active participants in the world. What's important to me is that this is public, so we can have the discussion as a society and policymakers can decide what is the best course of action. And I really think this should be discussed. Because it's not going to be long before they start making oversized, gigantic robots that are going to pose even more harm to humanity. He was less concerned about the Xenobots posing any threat to humankind. If you watch the video, it's hard to fear that these things are taking over anytime soon, he said. Well, with all the stuff that these scientists are doing, yeah, they will take over than expected very soon. See, these scientists act like everything's okay, and they're trying to calm down humanity, which doesn't make things any better because they're not preparing us for the they're not trying to prepare us and take necessary caution of the possible devastations that these robots could pose. But the work aims to achieve more than just the creation of squiddy robots. The aim is to understand the software of life, Levin said. If you think about birth defects, cancer, age-related diseases, all of these things could be solved if we knew how to make biological structures to have ultimate control over growth and form. Like I said, you don't need advanced technology and all these no-good conventional medicines, which is really poison sold to us by big pharma to have us live a better life. All you need to do is practice holistic health, eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and use herbs to heal yourself. All right, which is what people in ancient times have been practicing, and they were alive and well. All right, they didn't need any of these stuff to keep them alive. They were using nature to keep themselves healthy and to help themselves live a life of longevity. So like I said, I don't know how any of this is necessary. The research is funded by the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency Lifelong Learning Machines program, which aims to create biological learning processes in machines. Thomas Douglas, a senior research fellow at the Oxford Uehiro Center for Practical Ethics, said, "There are interesting ethical questions about the moral status of these xenobots. At what point would they become beings with interests that ought to be protected? I think they'd acquire moral significance only if they include neural tissue that enabled some kind of mental life, such as the ability to experience pain. But some are more liberal about moral status. They think that all living creatures have interests that should be given some moral consideration. For these people, difficult questions could arise about whether these xenobots should be classified as living creatures or machines." Alright, so that concludes the article. These scientists are, like I said, are trying to be God. They think they're God, but it's not going to do us any better. It's only going to make conditions and matters for humanity even worse. As a matter of fact, I'm sure some of you guys have heard that China is planning on setting an artificial moon in the sky, which will be 8 to 10 times brighter than the normal moon, and scientists are concerned that it could cause light pollution and disrupt the sleeping habits of many animals. So I don't see how setting up an artificial moon in the sky is going to do us any good. You see, all these people know about is to do wicked stuff. Alright? And it says in the scriptures that all they think of is wicked, doing wicked stuff. They sleep not, but to do wicked and evil. Alright? Black people all over the world don't be doing these kinds of stuff. Alright? There are people in Africa who build robots, but they do not build them for malicious purposes. They build those robots to stop plastic pollution and clean up all of those plastics from the oceans. And they are also, if I'm not mistaken, using solar panels, using solar energy to turn salt water, ocean water into drinking water for their people. You see, even though these people live in third world conditions, they do stuff that are really beneficial for humankind. Not to mention that many African nations recently have came together and agreed to plant a huge forest all over the continent of Africa to stop climate change. But these whites and Asian scientists, on the other hand, they do these kinds of stuff just for evil and wicked purposes, which is why they are creating GMO foods, which is also not good to us, okay, because it's artificial, it's not natural, alright? And even in movies tell you expose all the wicked stuff that these heathens are doing. Take a look at the Jurassic World movies, for example, the Jurassic Park movies. In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it was revealed that the main purpose why those dinosaurs were being cloned is to be used for warfare. Alright, when initially John Hammond, who is the founder of Jurassic Park, did not intend for dinosaurs to be cloned for malicious purposes, alright? He intended for Jurassic Park to be a safe haven for dinosaurs cloned from extinction, where they can roam around freely and exist peacefully on that island. But it was after when John Hammond died, where Henry Wu, who is the one responsible for creating those dinosaurs, that's when he started to do evil stuff all over his dead body, and he created all of these hybrids that were very evil and sadistic, because purely evil and sadistic, because they were not natural. Okay, those dinosaurs he cloned, like the Indominus Rex and Indoraptor, those dinosaurs were not real dinosaurs. They were not natural dinosaurs. They were hybrids, and he also wanted to use those dinosaurs for very malicious purposes. And at the end of those films, the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex had to be killed because they were very evil, pure evil, and they had to be taken down. They were not natural like the other dinosaurs, okay? Even though the other dinosaurs were cloned and created from the lab, they retained all of their natural instincts and behavior from their real-life counterparts. So they were not as bad and evil as the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor. And it gets worse because from what I've been hearing about of the upcoming Jurassic 3 movie, which is going to be the final movie of the Jurassic World trilogy film series, Jurassic World 3 is going to introduce dinosaur human hybrids. Right now, this just from what dinosaur and Jurassic Park fans are saying on the internet. But yeah, these movies, they tell you about the evil stuff that these white and Asian scientists are doing, and how they use science for evil and malicious purposes that will ultimately destroy humanity and the whole entire world. Alright, and that is why nature is taking its course and is slowly eliminating them off the planet. Alright, which is why they have birth rates, because they have done nothing good. They have contributed to nothing but the destruction of nature, and have committed genocides and have taken the lives of millions of innocent people from all over the world. Alright, so now they're paying what they sow. Alright, and melanated people shouldn't be scared about what is to come, because these are really special times for melanated people. Alright, the stuff that's happening to whites and Asians are not going to affect melanated people, because melanated people are indigenous to this planet. They share an intimate relationship with nature and the whole universe, who is embodied by the Most High. Alright, and like I said, like what I've been saying in my previous videos, it is time for melanated people to reclaim everything that has been taken from them, and rule this planet that rightfully belongs to them. Alright? So yeah, this is all I wanted to say about this really scary news. like I said, I would not want to be ruled over by robots, because they're really dangerous, and indeed pose a threat to humankind, even though these scientists, these scientists, oppose that opinion. So we really need to be prepared for these scary and perilous times that have been occurring on our planet, because we're in the last days. But let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys on the next video.